dream I know deep up my feelings for you.
Alright, my wonderful people, welcome back to my wonderful channel, Reality Latest Gist. As we give you the back-to-back updates and information, I see the hot. So if today is your first time to join our wonderful channel, kindly subscribe, like, comment, share. But don't forget to turn on the notification bell to get notified whenever we drop a video, because I'm sure you don't want to miss out the trend latest news happening on social media. To all amazing subscribers, thank you so much for joining. Alright, my wonderful people, I don't bring another matter come on the table, my people. This matter now still on a state gospel election. Hey, my people, ever since we say they don't conduct the election, my people kata still dey ground. Now I heard the lady don't come at con dey argue say the electoral reforms without developmental governance say they meaningless. Because he say as they declare winner of the just concluded Edo State gospel election, he say now Senator Okpebholo is going about town flaunting his certificate of return he received from the Independent National Electoral Commission, and his PDP counterpart, Okpebholo, is heading to tribunal to challenge the result of the election. Hey, my people, don't be small wala. Okpebholo is not the only person probing the integrity and legitimacy of the election. Other persons still they probe the election. For example, the civil society organization and the election observers, they are still probing the integrity and legitimacy of the election. Majorly, these two organizations, they've condemned the overall conduct of the elections, although there were no apocalyptic reports of violence nor ballot box snatching, typically with Nigeria election. But the Edo State Governorship race experienced pockets of late arrival of election personnel and materials to the polling station that led to the delay in accreditation and voting. Bios use of the beavers machine, contradicting accreditation as against number of vote cast, and questionable result collation processes. So now your delay is saying that unfortunately a quarter of a century into their journey of uninterrupted democracy, election in Nigeria appear not to be improving. That in the surprise, people are calling again for another amendment to the Electoral Act, as if the Petroleum Industry Act and Dangote has stopped the fuel queues, or the local government autonomy change voting pattern. He say in as much as our election are naggingly irritating with obvious infrastructure that ought not to be overlooked, he say no thing say election reforms would make any difference. My people, are not stop there. He went on to say that aside the Appropriation Act that is annually sent to the National Assembly with accompanying supplementary budget, say the Electoral Act is the law which people have rubbished the most in Nigeria. We have so frequently used the law to amend how we elect our leaders and representatives. So attempting to again give the road that continuously maneuver the system to amend it, in our own opinion, he say no go yield any result. So if our politicians are not reformed, we will just have another any keddy bird who learned to fly without perching, because men had learned to shoot without missing their mark. So as the world advances, humans adopt easily and faster ways of doing things. Therefore, we cannot separate technology from 21st century election. Let's say it's so disappointing that former President Goodluck Jonathan remarked this after the Edo State governorship election at a program organized by the Institute for Peace and Conflict Resolution that technology no fit solve our electoral challenges. So this concurs with a 2019 article in which Ayodele have compared the election where they say they don't do for UK with the one where they say that they do for Nigeria. So in that piece, he don't come out to emphasize that UK election are manually from start to the finish point, and electronic voting is overrated and not a silver bullet to credible election. But Ayodele dey talk say he is no way against technology, but if trust deficit persists in Nigerian institutions and overall development remains lagging, he said no amount of technology will make them satisfied with Nigeria election. So he always say this, that if they have any reason to doubt the traffic lights, you will have reasons to doubt election result. Some of them don't even come out when they talk say they should return to the option of A4 system as used in 1993 that produced Chief MKO Abiola. Although that election remains benchmark, but Ayodele say he won't subscribe to voters crudely coming together and lining up behind their preferred candidate. So he have counted in view of all to see for the following reasons. One of the reasons why he's saying all these things, one of the reasons is this. He said the 1993 election was what they were because those in power had no stake in them. So they had no incumbent saying it was a do or die, or an opposition threatening to make the nation ungovernable if they lost. Number two view was, he said when Abiola was far better and more popular than Bashi Tofa, for the citizen to have been any contention whom Nigeria preferred in the first place. Thirdly, he said as they later found out that the then military president Ibrahim Babangida had no plan of handling over, he had dreamed them with his unending transition exercise. Not only that, he went on to do another leg over. But General Abu Salim Abubakar did not tow IBB's part. The 1919 election would have been accorded the methodological away of June 12th. But they did not. Then fourthly, he said that they should be in the business of the future, not taking them 30 years backward. For the fifth one, Ayodele said that everybody can see how party primaries go in today in Nigeria. That despite using option A4, they're still encountering irregularities. In fact, people trust INEC open secret ballot of the general election than the chariot of party primaries. For the sixth one, he said that they have more than one election in one day. Does it mean voters will queue and get counted as many times as the number of elections for the day? Might be the question where Ayodele asked that how would forensics, for example, litigation be designated? Because electoral violence, ethnic profiling, voter intimidation, and vote trading will make no sense of anybody openly trying to, vote his conscience. So now what he's now saying that election are determined more by what happened in collation center where the vote is being calculated. He said, but if we check what they happen today about electoral malpractices, say it don't become technical and conspiratorial these days, that even after INEC has flagged off discrepancy through their control mechanism, the court can't prove otherwise. So he thought that the open secret system of INEC is okay. It is a hybrid of the secret ballot and the open ballot, where the voter's choice is secret, but his vote is open. So there is more to election than INEC. INEC depends on ad hoc personnel who are primary youth corps members. And these ad hocs are at the mercy of transport union to move them around on election day, who in turn need to be accompanied by security personnel for their safety and that of the election materials. Let them not go snatch and come up for their hand. So there are so many things that need to be done. Imprints of failed governance are the triggers of electoral malpractice. And if diagnosis is wrong treatment, it can't be right. Electoral reform without developmental governance are meaningless. They don't need a curfew on election day because movement is predictable and security of life and property is guaranteed. Not Nigeria. We should just avoid being a prey used by this political elite to earn political capital for themselves. Politicians who campaign on fractioned and weak party structure or failed godfathers will turn around to blame the system for their loss. Well, let them go to court. Really and truly, it is more about sore losers than about a defective system. See how much money and resources they are spreading on election day. If hundreds of billions spent on elections were fuel into fixing our road, election materials will arrive on schedule. Had we fixed electricity instead, we are always providing generators for INEC to power coalition centers. Unemployment won't be as high as it is easy to recruit political thugs used to disrupt election. It is because we have made our democracy election centric that almost 50,000 security personnel would be sent to Edo for election, while less than 32 police officers are patrolling over 200 villages in Càsala. Do we realize that the only contact majority of Nigerians have with government is when that youth corps members comes with his team of election staff? The electoral reforms we need is one that primary school and healthcare will find a way of getting to the citizen and not polling units to the voter. So I guess I would like to know your thoughts, your contributions, your opinions in our comment section. I would love to hear from you. Once again, thank you so much for staying to us. On this note, we have come to the end of today's segment. Till I come your way next. Bye for now.